show can be a little gay,
But if you're not,
that's okay.
you can listen and have fun either way.
Xena, Star Wars, Doctor Who,
Guests and music and reviews.
Game of Thrones,
Winona too.
so promise there's something for you.
She nerds out.
We're girls that like dirty things.
Dirty things.
Hello and welcome to the She Nerds Out podcast. I'm Kat.
I'm Wendy.
And this is Tara.
So dramatic. On today's episode, we have a mighty mail sack. We're finally going to hear Wendy's dissertation of Black Adam.
Dissertation.
It's her TED Talk. And we have a very special guest. His name is Craig Hepworth, and he's the founder of the Vertigo Theatre, which is performing and adapting a stage show based on Bound, y'all. Bound.
Bound.
I love this movie so much.
If you haven't heard, Kat loves this movie.
We did a whole podcast on your love of Bound,
We
didn't
did,
we? At some
and
point, or at
We
least
could
a
do
big chunk?
one every week as far as I'm concerned. I am so excited to talk to Craig, so that'll be great. But listen, before we get to all that stuff, I have a very important question for you. Wendy Woody, can you tell us what day it is?
Well, guess what? On the Tuesday that this podcast comes out, it's November 1st, for one. We are
What?
in November. Halloween has just passed, and now it's like the sprint to 2023 because you got all the Thanksgiving and the, Christmas and the holidays are like, bam, right at you.
Yeah.
Fast and furious.
Coming at your face.
Coming at your face. But also, it is National Cook for Your Pets Day. Do you cook for your pets?
Oh,
I don't, but
I do.
I put the food. Oh, that's sweet.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Cooper
I used
has
to.
a very special diet.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Wow.
used to cook for Ro when he was on a special diet.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to make some boiled chicken for Charlie for her special treats for her training that she so desperately needs for her leash walking.
Very good.
So maybe I'll do that.
That's great. Hey, have you
Um,
gotten a, this is completely off topic. Have you gotten a allergy panel done on Charlie?
No, but I feel like I need to because she's
You
always
should.
kind of rubbing her. Why?
Because we had been giving Cooper chicken for all of his life. Turns out he's highly allergic to it.
oh dear.
So people, they don't tell you to do get your animals an allergy panel. Make sure you're not
Oh,
giving them
man.
what would make them horribly sick.
I'll look into that.
PSA.
Yeah. She's definitely a little sneezy, a little itchy. So
Yeah.
maybe.
Look into it. Look into it.
Well, I'm going to jump up to November 3rd because this is more my speed instead of cooking. It's National Sandwich Day. I like a good sandwich.
I love a sandwich.
hot take.
Oh no.
Oh no, are you not a fan of
Come
sandwich?
on.
I hate sandwiches.
What are you talking about? You can't hate a sandwich.
I won't eat a sandwich unless
You-
it's like hot.
I was
And
gonna
then
say-
it's not really. It's got to be like the only like sub I'll eat is I'll go to Jersey Mike's. I'll go to Jersey
we
Mike's
used to do that a lot.
but I will not eat the cold sandwich sub, or I don't get cold cuts unless they are grilling it on the thing. It's like well done, and then they
Oh, yeah.
put it on the warm bread. Give me that. I don't want no cold sandwich around me.
I'm speechless.
Yep.
Yeah, Tara always wants that sandwich. Heat it up.
So
Yeah.
when you came over and had Portos that one time, you were not happy.
Here's my beef. Pun intended.
I
Here's
am
my
so
beef.
sorry. I
with
assumed you like
sandwiches.
sandwiches like
No,
a
no, no, no.
normal person.
No. Here's my beef with sandwiches. They always put something on there that I won't eat. There's
Right.
mayonnaise, especially
Right.
when you get it from. That's why I could only eat a section of the sandwich.
Got
But
it.
I did eat the potato ball and the beef ball things. Those were freaking delicious. I'm never gonna turn down Portos. Come on.
All right. Okay.
And I think those sandwiches were on like a croissant
They were
type of bread. That's a little different.
freshly baked buttery croissant.
Croissant. So I was able to eat a little bit, but when you get them like that, sometimes they pre-put the mayonnaise on it,
They certainly
like-
do. Yeah.
and I can't eat that. I have to
Well-
eat around it. So, but I was fine.
Okay.
I don't complain when there's a sandwich. I'll eat.
That's true. You didn't like
I'll eat
throw it on the
point
ground or
I
anything.
can, especially if it's like a croissant type of thing.
Yeah.
if it's just like a bread, I mean, so many times at work they're like, we got lunch, and then I'm like, is it really lunch or is it just a box from Panera and it's like a sandwich that has slathered? Anyway, we're way off topic. That's just how I feel.
I mean, we're learning things about each
I-
other all the time, and I'm
Well-
just flabbergasted.
Yeah, but I mean, I just have to be careful to like make sure if the sandwich is the option that I have
Yes.
to, to make sure they don't put the stuff on it.
Customize it. You want to
But-
customize your sandwich.
But so I'm more likely to eat it if it's from like Panera or Porto's or whatever. But if we're just sitting around, like sometimes Wendy's like, "Oh, I can make a sandwich." I'm like, I don't want
I don't want
Wonder
your
Bread sandwich with some cold cuts from Ralph's. No.
Wendy, I would love a sandwich. Like
I love a
you-
good sandwich.
Whenever you want to make me a sandwich, Wendy,
But you know
we
what?
should just have a sandwich party.
I love it. Remember when like you were a kid and you put chips on your sandwich?
Yeah,
I still do it.
I love.
I don't
that.
want to eat a sandwich with chips on it.
I used to just eat. Oh man, I used to eat like garbage. I'd get white bread, a slice of American cheese, put some Lay's put some Lay's plain potato chips on that, and that's a goddamn good lunch as far as I'm
It
concerned.
still is.
In the Crimmins house, so that's how I grew up, man. If it wasn't in the microwave, it had chips on it.
Ugh.
I
good
don't know how
sandwich.
I don't know how I'm alive. I eat like a
Ugh.
total shithead. Just terrible food.
Yikes.
What was my mom thinking? She would tell me to eat anything.
I still eat like that. I'm doing all right. I get these lists of things to like because
You're
I'm
doing
in
great.
the AARP. So
Of
I get these lists of like the things like not to do for your heart, and it's like a checklist of my
Oh
life.
no, Wendy.
It talks about sleep, alcohol, not eating some bad stuff. I mean, don't be a couch potato. I'm like, did you spy on me and then just make a list of my habits? Well, that's all the time we have for National Day, but Day of the Week. But here's the thing. This coming weekend, if you are in the United States of America, it's what's the thing? Daylight savings
Daylight
time.
savings
Saving
time.
in. So you gotta, but it's the fall back. So you get an extra hour. You don't lose the hour this time.
It's
You
the good one.
get
It's
an
the good
hour.
one.
We get an extra hour in our lives back
Mm.
this weekend.
Hey, fun fact. Did you know the UK does something very similar to this? I didn't know this.
We
Did you
know
guys-
now.
Did you guys know that?
Oh, no, I didn't know until this morning, Kat.
When we had booked a guest in the UK and we were it turns out we were an hour early. That's how professional we are. We're an hour
Yeah.
early to our interview.
Because today, the day we're recording,
Yeah.
is British summertime, where they turn their clocks back a week earlier than we do here in America.
It's charming and frustrating.
Yeah,
At least-
we're sitting here ready to go.
This is all my fault, guys. I should have asked
No.
about local time changes.
Absolutely not. I absolutely 100% blame AK.
Thank
I feel
you.
like AK should have
Thank you.
been on top of this. Like
Yeah.
they just should have known that we would probably mess this up in some way, and warn us.
Yeah, they've never talked about this.
No.
how is that possible?
No.
Well, I
I'm
think we're gonna
curious
hear
to
about it next
know,
week, though.
AK, your thoughts on this British summertime, the fall back situation. Are you a fan? Not a fan? And why didn't you tell us about it?
Yeah, how dare you?
Threw us off. We're recording this part before that part. Now it's all.
It's just a whole thing.
uh,
And now we're talking about sandwiches.
We're very confused.
I have one more day before we move
Oh.
on.
Okay.
It is the Why Not anniversary.
Oh, look
the
at
Why
that.
Not
That's
podcast.
so nice.
This is Tara, and I just want to wish them a terrible anniversary.
Oh no.
Because if you weren't on our live reveal for the XenoCon
Yeah.
ticket giveaway,
Yeah, we
then
did
you
that.
don't know what they did to my property. What
Mm.
Anne in particular did.
Defiled.
Defiled,
Property.
defaced my property with their Why Not sticker. Put it on the Snoppy.
That
Put
is
it-
the most insulting. I
Put
think.
it on my signature of ER Fightmaster. What the hell?
Yeah.
All over, and then googly eyes all over different
Now,
light switches and appliances.
Now the googly eyes is fucking hilarious.
No.
I'm on board with that. I support the googly eyes.
So special for me, Anne in particular. Casey, you're lovely. I wish
Aw.
only the best for you. You weren't there,
You weren't involved.
but Anne, I'm looking at you, watching you.
Happy anniversary. Why not? 2 years. Not too shabby. I mean, it's not 3 years, but listen, you're doing good, kids. Keep it up. You're on to something.
You're not up to 175 episodes yet.
I mean, listen,
You're getting there.
I mean, not everybody makes it to 175. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on them. Let's see if they make it. No, we love you guys. We love you guys.
We love you.
Speaking of that XenaCon ticket giveaway, we did it live. It went perfectly fine. There were no technical issues, as you might think there would be. And we gave it away, and it was a case of quesadilla or something like that. And so we're making that all work. We're getting them the ticket. It's gonna be amazing. And it was really fun, and we should do more lives, I think. I think that's the moral of this story.
That was fun.
It was a good time.
Yeah. We know how to do it, kind of, like a little
sort of.
more.
I mean,
because we all had to join separately. So that was a little tough working that out, because the join button only kind of comes up like request access kind of at a certain time. So
yeah.
Ooh, it was tough.
It
and
was Alex's fault.
Yeah.
Tech department, Alex.
Yeah, but we had our cool spinny wheel, and
that's right.
The spin wheel was nice.
Spinny wheel. And people showed up. It was really nice. Like, we hadn't really announced that we were doing it at a particular time, really. And people were there, and it was nice to see some regular faces, I should say names, and then some names that we don't normally see all the time. So it was really fun. It was a lot of fun. We'll be doing that again for sure.
Into the sack.
Into the sack.
What's the theme for Into the Woods? I feel like we need to do a play on that.
Wendy probably knows.
Into the sack. Do you know what? What is it?
Into the sack.
Into the sack. I feel like there's a whole thing. I feel like that's right there. I
don't know that musical.
How do we not have a theme song yet for the sack?
We should work on that.
Can you guys work on that?
Sure.
Tara doesn't sound all that psyched.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Wendy, you can do it. You did
the sack,
nerd news,
the
right?
sack. Yeah. What? I don't know if that's really a selling point. Nerd news. I mean, it's not like it was an elaborate production.
Yeah, it's delightful.
Beep, 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 beep.
Delightful.
All right, so are we in the sack?
Oh, we're in
Yeah.
it.
Oh, okay.
We're in it, baby.
Why don't we start then with an email from Jackie and Buster, who says, "Howdy, gang. Just wanted to say the Snopoween episode was epic. The She Nerds In looked spectacular, and the slightly drowsy, hungover follow-up commentary was top-notch. Also, the multicam feeds on Insta added great production value. Sorry to trigger Kat with the candy corns. Tara, what were the results of your Frozen 2 dissertation? Did you win folks over? Also, petition to have more video floating around because Wendy's facial reactions are amazing. Have a great week and hope y'all have some fall-type weather soon. Buster and Jackie." I wish I could show you my facial reactions right now because they're stellar.
They are stellar.
And it is going to get into the 60s, the high in the 60s this week. So
it was chilly last night. It got in the 50s last night, guys.
So we're LA fall. We're in LA fall. It's still too sunny for my taste. But
LA cold is upon us.
Yeah, for what that's worth. And I like that Jackie sent some screen grabs of my face and from the live feed and of our toast.
Wendy, you're adorable. I love your expressions. You're so cute.
Well, that's all I got. The face I got. I got to work with it.
God.
And as for Frozen 2, I think people were just humoring me, but I'm still very passionate about why Frozen 2 is better than Frozen 1 without, Let It Go is classic, and why both Frozens are better than Encanto. Don't at me. That's why.
Whoa.
Putting that up
I mean, Liz in LA was emphatically agreeing with you.
Yeah.
So you have at least one person on your side.
Okay.
All right. Let's not forget to mention there's beautiful pictures of Buster.
There are. Yeah. And
playing with toys.
So cute.
Buster's always got something in his little mouth. He's always carrying around little toys and things and walking by a pool.
Yeah. And then who is this? Buster says, "I've been busy." And Buster and who is that?
It's from Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Wait, what's his real name?
Something. Oh, that's Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland.
Something Snow.
I think
right?
it's Snow from. I think that's who that picture is.
Yeah.
I have
They're-
to. I can't imagine who else that would be.
I mean,
They're
it's definitely
both-
Donald Sutherland, but I think it is. For
I'll be honest.
Halloween.
I don't understand this meme.
I
Or is it a
don't
GIF? Is this a
either.
meme or GIF? GIF. And
I
which
think
one's
it's a meme.
And I don't get it. Should we get what this is? I mean,
don't
it's
know.
adorable.
I just don't. I'm not familiar enough with the Hunger Games to know that
Yeah.
if there's a reference there. But Buster looks adorable, and he's just staring off, very kind of like wistfully.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It
all
is-
that matters.
It is definitely Buster, I assume.
Oh, it's Buster.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was just another yellow lab, but
Maybe
It's
he's doing
adorable.
his Donald Sutherland impression.
maybe that's it. Maybe it's the expression. Please enlighten us.
Speaking of Buster, Jackie, I have a question for you as a lab owner. Jackie, has Buster ever dove his face into a cat litter box and pulled out a little surprise? Just asking
Asking for a
for a
friend.
friend.
A little yummy kitty treat.
Gonna have to start blocking that litter box.
Yeah, don't let Charlie kiss you in the face today.
No, gonna get a little toothbrush. Anyway, oh yeah, it's my turn now. I'm gonna continue
Oh, great.
with Heather.
Yeah.
One moment, please.
It's an
Oh, boy.
attachment.
Oh, it is the attachment. Yes, I have it. All right.
I love an attachment.
From Heather. Let me turn my mic. Hello, nerds. Such a lovely shout out to Angela Lansbury in your last podcast. I also love Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
Yes.
If I'm flipping through the channels and Murder She Wrote is on, I'll watch it, even though I know who the murderer is. Like QE the second. What is
Queen
that?
Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, Queen. Got it. I was like,
Heard
is that
of
a
her?
murder? Is that a Murder She Wrote thing? I don't know. I like
R.I.P..
Queen Elizabeth II. She was the grandmother or aunt everyone wanted to spend
Aw.
time with.
Yeah.
Tara, you did a great job decorating your pub. Thank you very much. I feel the adjective dainty doesn't really capture that paint color.
Oh.
In fact, there are quite a lot of paint colors names that one could raise an eyebrow at. I've attached a few samples below that fit in with the Halloween season perfectly. I hope you all have many hours of conversations and merriment at the pub. Thank you very much.
Me too.
Yeah, there are lots of cool little swatches
I know. This is
of
fun.
paint.
With fun names like arsenic, pretty
yeah.
ugly, ghost tree. I like
Dead-
arsenic. I
Dead
would go with arsenic.
salmon.
Dead Salmon.
Yeah.
Is that like what company has that one? Dead Salmon.
Sulking room pink.
Mhm.
West Coast Ghost. It's a great name for a band. But
Yeah,
what is,
who
what
that
is-
is.
Why are
West Coast Ghost.
Why are West Coast Ghosts a different color than East Coast Ghosts?
Wendy, you and our band is called West Coast Ghost now. That's for sure.
That's
Okay.
a great band name.
A ghost tree. That's actually a really cool color. It's like a dark, really dark blue. And
I
then
like that too.
Until We Meet Again
Cute.
in startling orange. Now, is that probably what you thought when I said like an orange? Like you were thinking that startling orange color? It's a very pump, like a very bright.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
an aggressive orange.
Yeah, it is more aggressive. Okay. But mine is more dainty. So
I love your orange.
thank you. Continuing. Wendy, you sounded great singing the Cheers song. Also,
you.
Crack a Book Lady is my new favorite self-deprecating put-down.
That's going on a t-shirt.
Crack a book, lady.
Crack
Seriously,
a
though.
book, lady.
I need to read.
Tara and Wendy have both commented they are transplants to Los Angeles, but they have most assuredly gone native. The Californians skit on NSL, the Californians, made fun of the stereotypical conversations of Southern Californians, focusing on weather and traffic on the 405. I love that skit. As a New Englander, I can confirm that full-on eye rolls abound when a visitor says, "Oh, I wish I lived where the seasons change." Just utter that comment in any of the 6 New England states, and one of us will surely die. No, mountainous piles of maple leaves or snow.
Mountainous.
Mountainous. I want to say mountainous.
Words are hard.
Mountainous. Piles of maple leaves or snow for you. It's so hot. What will I do? Go inside and turn the air on. Wow.
That's yeah. I mean, listen, the Californian skit is very funny, but it's very accurate.
That's why
I'm
it's so
sure.
funny.
Because
need to
it's
watch
so
it. I haven't
fucking
seen it.
true.
Maybe you haven't seen the Californians.
What?
No.
What?
Wendy, Woody.
You love it. It's like Fred Armisen, Kristen Wiig. They kind of like rotating people. It's wonderful.
And it really is like, how many times have you been at a party and been like, so, How was traffic? How'd you get here?
How'd you get here?
Like, oh, only 45. Oh, how'd you take? What'd you take? Take the 5 to the 134.
Oh, did you take one of the canyon roads?
hopped on the
which
2.
one? Yeah.
Yeah. Just know, I'm not gone native. I don't do all that yet. I do complain about the weather, but you know what? Yeah, try me. Let me go up to the northeastern states. I would love to see what that's like to have beautiful leaves piled everywhere in snow. I'm never going to experience that. Mountainous
piles. But it's because everything.
I've heard it both ways, by the way. Ways.
In the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's because everything here really depends on, like, you can't go anywhere without knowing what fucking traffic is and how you're gonna get there. It's a big part of your day.
Believe me, yeah. There's times. I remember when I'd come out and visit, and I'm like, Terry uses her app to get places that she already knows where she's going. Like, does she know her way around yet? But here's the thing. It's so very likely that there's some big traffic mess up somewhere. Like, you have to use an app just to know the roads to avoid.
Yeah. And even if someone just pulled over to change a tire, God help you. Like, you're there for 30 minutes because people want to watch and look at this poor person on the side of the road. It's so infuriating.
And I feel like every time you're on a highway, like, almost instantly some lane's going to end or merge.
That's true.
Or someone's got to get like from the far right to the far left to get to the other highway. So it's like
very confusing.
Set up for disaster anyway. And then one person's car stalls and you're doomed.
It's a mess.
And God forbid you miss your exit because you're screwed.
Yes.
There's not just like a next exit that'll loop you back onto the freeway.
All of a sudden you're in fucking Long Beach.
No, you're in Long Beach.
That's
and there's no way to get back on without taking 3 other highways to get back.
We've done it. We've created our own SNL skit.
The Californians. See, Wendy, you contributed.
You just did it.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I gotta watch that.
You're a native now.
You'll love it and you'll laugh hysterically because of how true it really is and how dramatic we all are about it. Like, the 405 today. Could you believe?
What are you doing here,
Todd? No. What? What are you doing?
What are you doing here? It's really good. It's so good. Classic.
I missed that one.
That's pretty good.
It's one that they would break character a lot, and I didn't mind it because it was
100%. Super close up angle.
Yeah, it's like shot in soap opera style.
Yes.
So yeah, it's very dramatic. All right, I'm not done with this email. Okay. Heather says, of course, I am kidding. I would rather deal with the weak remnants of a hurricane and cold than the prospects of earthquakes, water shortages, and forest fires. See?
That's fair. That's fair.
I just read that that Mark, say hi to your mother for me, Wahlberg, is fleeing California for Nevada. He sure is taking his time returning to the Bay State. Have an enjoyable week, Heather.
Thanks, you, Heather. Say hi to your mother for me.
Crack a bug, lady.
Hey guys, it's my turn. And I'm reading an email from Beck.
Ooh.
Beck says, hey nerds.
Hey,
Beck. How did you guys not realize? Oh, here we go. How did you guys not realize I was talking about Sir A.K. when I said Dumbledore? We were mystified by this last week, and we didn't.
We forgot.
We didn't catch the joke. Do you remember that? That is the mental image I have for them. We do now. Wendy, when you were talking about it being National Mule Day last week and said, I know it's about the animal, but ... I honestly thought you were going to say drug mule, not the drink. Can you imagine if there was a day for that?
That would be something.
They're just allowed to mule all the drugs with no consequences for the day. I don't know why this tickled me so much.
Like the purge.
But kind of the opposite of the purge.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys seen League of Super Pets? I know,
but I would like to.
I think you would probably like it, Wendy. I
know
I know it's a kids movie, but let's be honest, they're more catered for adults. It's honestly a good movie. I really enjoyed it. All the Black Adam talk made me think about it. Dwayne Johnson plays Crypto, Superman's dog. But in an after credit scene, Black Adam shows up.
What?
Who he also voices. Oh, that's fun. And does Black Adam's dog, who, you guessed it, he also voices. Wow, Dwayne Johnson is being put to work
He
by
does a
DC.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
He
But
wants to
seriously,
be put to work by DC, I think.
Seriously, you should watch it. So yeah, check it out. I guess it's part of the Black Adam canon, right?
I guess.
I'm hoping that eventually there will be a Black Adam Shazam movie somewhere down in the
Oh,
line.
I bet there will be.
Yeah.
Surely that's the plan. I think that would be cool. I really like Shazam. I haven't seen that yet.
We
was
will
good.
talk about Black Adam later and how shocked I was with the Shazam tie-ins. I had no idea about.
Oh, fun. Okay. Is that? I mean, sure that must be comic book, established maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Beck continues, I really don't want to trigger you, Kat. Well, then don't. But we are in November 1st Christmas. Oh, we are a November 1st Christmas household. We obviously don't have Thanksgiving here, and we don't really go crazy over Halloween either. No one really did anything for it when I was growing up. It's getting more popular nowadays, though. But don't worry. I've got my dinos and Barbies. Dinos. Dinosaurs. Dinos. I know where this is going. I'll explain. I've got my dinos and Barbies all ready to go for next year. So there's a house in my neighborhood that their Halloween decorations are Barbie scenes, and this year's theme was dinosaurs attack.
Oh, that's great.
So whenever I pass by it, I would think of Beck. So I sent Beck a video of it and then some pictures. I will send. It's glorious, guys. I'll send you those pictures.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It is so fun. Up. Doot. Anyway, this means all my energy goes into Christmas. I've always loved it with a little too much enthusiasm. It's like snow just magically makes me it's like snow just magically makes me a kid again. I only have a smallish family and we never did anything overly special for Christmas, so once I was out of my own, I just went nuts. Since I've had kids, it's gone next level. People used to give me so much shit for starting early, but it just brings me so much joy that I don't even care anymore. I'm pretty sure most of the time people feed off my crazy joy levels anyway, so what's the problem? The kids and I do get extra depressed during January when the house feels naked, though. Final. Well, and listen, you guys don't have Thanksgiving. Beck, you're off the hook. Like, go nuts. I have no problem with that. Like, you do your thing. But in this country, there's this whole other holiday that people seem to forget.
Are you putting up Thanksgiving decorations, Kat?
I actually am, yeah. Thank you for asking.
Okay. Well, we got to talk about your
fall decor.
We got to talk about your Halloween decorations too at some point because you have been busy.
We certainly can. I'd love to do that.
Okay.
Finally, Kat, are you up to date with Tig and Cheryl? Obviously. If so, do you also have it's a beanie wrap? A beanie wrap stuck in your head? Or was that just me? Love you guys. Sir Beck, XX. Tig and Cheryl, true story, hilarious. Listen to it. It's great. That's all I'm going to say.
Are you caught up? Do you know what Becca's referring to?
I absolutely do. The latest episode.
Oh.
It was about a documentary about the Beanie Baby craze, and that actually might be the name of the documentary. And someone in the height of it had written a Beanie Baby rap, and it's an earworm.
Wow, that's intriguing. And
yeah,
what exactly do you put up for Thanksgiving? I must know.
Oh, like when he said fall decor, so there's lots of gourds. I have a fall leaf garland with lights. I have some nice glass decorative pumpkin that I put on the dining room table.
Is that stuff's not up already for Halloween? Fall time?
Some of it is, but there's a bit of a crossover. So I take down there's this we have these poison and arsenic bottle kind of decorative cute thing that I will take that off the mantle and the pumpkin will go up there. There's more garlands that I have that I haven't put out. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, and I have a wreath I will have a fall wreath on the door.
Oh, sounds lovely.
Thank you.
I like it.
Okay.
I like
Yeah,
it.
thank you. But right now, there's a demon in my front yard.
Yeah, I heard Kat's yard there's some tall, scary things in that yard.
Yeah. And a skeleton? You got the giant skeleton?
We got the 12-footer.
Hard to find, man.
Tell me about it, man. Do you want one? We got one. We don't want it. We got two. Never mind. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Let me think about it. I'm trying to see where it would fit in with me.
Yeah. I don't know.
It really doesn't work with your
room left
theme.
in your yard.
Yeah, Tara's theme is whimsical and delightful, and mine is just like we're trying to scare kids here. so-
Horror.
Horror,
Good job.
terror.
job.
Yeah, that's how we roll over here at the Crimmins Brewer household.
All right. Well, I got an email from Anne, short and to the point. Sent a very blasphemous picture, but also says, hope to see you three at the Xena event in LA, which, yes, you will, because we'll be there. But this picture, says how to eat candy corn.
Yes.
Number 1, open bag. Number 2, pour candy corn into trash can. Number 3, eat a Reese's peanut butter cup. Now,
Classic.
I am on board with number 3, but I don't think you have to disparage the candy corn and put it in the trash to enjoy a good Reese's. You can enjoy both. It's Halloween. Enjoy both together. It's just more candy corn blasphemy. Just, poor candy corn.
Yeah.
Candy
poor
corn.
candy
Candy
corn.
corn.
Please.
Well,
candy
you know-
corn's doing just fine.
Reese's are the best, though. I will.
Yeah.
I'll go over that. Reese's are the best.
Reese's pumpkins, especially for Halloween. Like Reese's really kills it. They're just good all year round. But like
Yeah.
when they just, and all it is, they're just like, doesn't really even look like a pumpkin. It's just like a lump, but the bag is fun. And you get a little more peanut butter in there. So like, and then you get the quote Christmas trees, just another lump, and
Sure. Lump
it's delicious.
of deliciousness.
Delicious peanut butter chocolate lump, and it's so good. But
Nothing
along
wrong
with
with
candy corn.
So good.
But yes, Anne, we will see you. We will be at the XenaCon.
Yes. And I don't know if we've heard from this Anne before.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But
This
make
is
sure you come up and introduce yourselves. We'll be
Yeah.
running around.
Yeah, let's see what happens. We might have a thing at the XenaCon, where we might just have to be like, "Hey guys, meet us at this,
Right.
at
Yeah.
the bar at this time." We'll figure something out, but we do
We
have to have
just-
a meet up, some kind.
We just like set up a table, bring a tablecloth, throw it out like right outside the.
Yeah, why don't we
Did
just
they let that?
pretend like we are supposed to be there?
We'll just set up like we like.
No one
yeah,
will
okay.
know.
It's like, oh yeah, we
Cool.
got the email. They told us that we could just set up here. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Just pretend.
Where do we check in? Oh, they left our names off the list.
Oh, that's
That's
so
cool.
Let me make some calls.
Oh, all right. Well, I got one from Martina.
All right.
Martina says, "Hi guys, my sincerest apologies for not contributing to the voluptuousness of the sack any sooner, but it just so happens that the colorful and blissfully stormy autumn in England
Oh boy.
has kept me from forming anything of coherence that I could have written down." Boy, that sounds horrible,
Yeah,
Martina.
that's so sorry for you, Martina.
However, I am hereby pulling myself together and dutifully answering the call of the Holy Snopalot Order to declare
Yes.
myself as one of its knights,
Woohoo.
holding the fort in the north of UK. King of the North.
Martina of the North.
Snop of the North.
Snob of the North.
I would love to also raise my broadsword in salutations to my Snopalot sibs, but those fuckers are too heavy for me. I would just topple over.
I was gonna say.
So my tiny slingshot will have to do.
Nice.
To the snop, Martina. P.S. Tara, congratulations to the opening of the She Nerds Inn. Looks amazing. P.P.S. Much appreciated. Thank you. I don't know if that means I sent Martina's box today. I sent
Heyo.
some things out to some folks that wanted to try some candy corn that might not have. So
I'm sorry.
Cat apologizes. I think they're look. I gotta warn everybody. If these boxes, the mail, there's like supply chain things going on.
Issues.
There's
We got
like issues.
Yeah.
So they're like, it'll be there in like 1 to 3 weeks.
Oh,
Can't
God.
really say. So I'm a little concerned about what the candy's gonna look like when it gets there. Now it could just be like a giant blob, and you just gotta like break off a little candy corn.
God. That's horrible.
Oh, it's gonna be kind of hard. I don't know.
Maybe it'll improve the taste if
Well,
it's
either- Yeah, like it could have like melted together, or it
Yeah.
could be frozen together. Basically, Martina says it's very chilly.
sure.
So who knows what you're getting? You're just getting a mixed bag. You just gotta like bite off a chunk.
It sounds terrible. Now, when you were sending these boxes, did you mark off the box that says contains hazardous material? Contains weapon of some kind?
No, biological weapon.
Weaponizing candy corn. All right. I mean, I hope you don't get in trouble, Tara. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, that's if it gets through customs. They'd be like, "What's this candy brick? This is definitely drugs."
This this can't be good. Hey,
love
I have, I have. Well, it'll be interesting to see what everybody says about their candy corn. So I can't wait to hear the reviews come flooding in. Guys, I have an email from Alex,
Alex.
our tech department. Alex.
Ah.
The subject is about time.
Oh boy.
Alex says, "Howdy, my favorite snops. I've been meaning to send this email for like a million years, but I seem to be terrible about writing notes. Nevertheless, it's about time I tell you that your podcast has brought me lots of joy for months. If I remember correctly, I found the pod at the end of 2020, almost right after I found Winona Earp and was looking for more content. I haven't been able to listen every week. What's
wrong with you?
Little by little, I've made my way through most of your episodes thanks to my job. I've been so busy lately, and hearing you three nerd out about all the things I like has been a great way to end my long days. So to show my gratitude, here's a piece of mail for your sack." Now, I don't want to get too excited because it might take me, no, I don't want you to get too excited because it might take me another million years to send you another email. But hey, if I take too long, let's just say it's because absence makes the heart grow fonder. Oh, very smart.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this year I've had the pleasure of getting to know and hang out with Kat. That's me.
Oh.
A lot, which has been amazing. We should all have a cat in our lives. I agree. And I hope that one of these days I get to spend more time with the other 2/3 of this fantastic trio. The brief time that we all had together at EDE was epic, and we definitely need more of you three nerds out in the wild. Your panel was one of the highlights of the weekend, and I will sign any petition to have more live recordings.
Yep.
All right then.
I agree. I could barely see through the tears from laughing so hard. Seeing Wendy squirm and blush throughout the outstanding fanfic performance was probably my favorite part. Mine too.
Look, I felt bad because I didn't want to take away from the reading, but it's, no disrespect to the fanfic, but it's like there was steamy stuff in there, and I was uncomfortable. There's people watching.
It was incredibly awkward, but very entertaining.
Oh, and let me say,
on many levels.
Before when I was like, oh, who's going to read this other part with me? And before we chose Anne, Wendy was like, I mean, I can read it with you. And I'm like, Wendy,
you're crazy.
That would have been
now just look what happened just listening. She would have been able to get through it. Thank God for Anne.
She would have jumped ship immediately.
Oh yeah, she would have been like, nope, and threw the papers up in the air.
Just walk away, walk off stage. Like, okay,
I mean,
I'll
been
embarrassed.
I was, I was like, oh wow, I was shocked. I was like,
I don't think I've read it yet.
Right?
Yeah,
I was going to say, have you read it?
Just take a second. Let's think about this. Alex, it did work. It was great. What a classic moment in Snop history. Alex continues. Damn it! Now I'm missing those fun convention weekends. Is it July yet? By the way, are you planning on attending EDE? I will be there, Alex.
Where is it?
No, it's in Niagara Falls, New York.
I probably won't be able to. I think my time's going to be filled up, my vacation time next year.
Fair enough.
I don't know if I'll have time for a lot of extraneous things.
Okay. Let's make it happen, Tara.
We'll see. We'll see, though.
Maybe.
I'd like to go to Niagara Falls.
My BFF lives in New York.
Oh, perfect.
So
that would be a good time to go.
Yeah. Let's make it happen.
I usually do a fall trip, but why not make another fun thing?
Why not?
Why not, indeed. That would be so much fun. And Wendy, then we'll just have to drag you along. You can just be sick from work.
Hey, everybody else does it. What weekend though? Is it? It's
the weekend, like it's right after July 4th.
Okay, so not San Diego Comic-Con weekend.
I don't know. When is that?
It sounds like not. Usually that is like later in July.
Yes, that's July 20th, the weekend of July 20th.
And I think EDE is the weekend of the 8th.
Okay.
I think I should probably put that on my calendar. Yeah, so hey, listen, it's like kind of the only ERPCon in the book so far for next year. So
yeah.
Anyway,
we didn't think we'd get any more, so it's good that there's that. At least.
This is great. It'll be fun. It's going to be, I'm sure, a lot of fun. Alex continues again. Okay, I've rambled enough and also don't want... No, we've been rambling, Alex. I've rambled enough and also people won't stop interrupting me. Apparently, I have to work to get paid. Go figure. Isn't that stupid?
It's the worst.
Many thanks for the great insights, stories, educational segments. That's questionable. And most importantly, the many laughs. You three sure know how to brighten up a girl's day. Until next time, from the Great White North, Alex.
All right.
Thank you, Alex. Thanks for the email, and thank you for being our tech support. Basically, by being our tech support, we just blame anything that goes wrong. We just blame on Alex. So
Yeah.
works out.
Hoping to hang out soon, Alex. This is Tara.
Well, I'll say this. I don't know if Alex wants me to divulge this, but we might be seeing Alex before the end of the year.
I know. I also didn't know if she wanted me to divulge that.
Well, we're doing it.
We're gonna do it. So I
Doing
think
it
it might be
live.
happening.
Yeah,
I think it might happen.
I think we're gonna
Yeah.
hang out. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, okay. All right then. All right. Well, I once again get the fun challenge of taking on an AK email. So let me do my best. And I just put a piece of ice in my mouth, but I was able to swallow that. So we're good.
Why? Why did you
Because
just
I was
put it?
drinking my water and eating my
Oh.
ice. Anyway, but
Okay.
it's good. We're good. AK says, well, hello there. Stroking my beard thoughtfully, quill poised. You know, I did consider assuming the name Sir Dumbledore. Glad to be able to help, Beck. I've attached some selfies that the snoplings might forward to you should they feel the urge. Basically pictures of Dumbledore.
No, I can vouch that's totally
Or is it?
AK.
No,
that's
is it?
AK.
Wait,
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
no, the-
They have two different looks. It's so interesting. They look like a different person.
Yeah, I
those
mean,
two.
the-
Anyways.
Well,
it's the hat. It's the hat. They have a lot of hats.
Got it.
And yeah, so
Wait,
see
is that
the
really
difference in the
AK
hat.
in the pictures?
Yeah, check it out.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm trying. My computer's slow.
Oh no,
Oh
you'll see.
well, no, you'll see totally.
Well, okay. Well, I'll go on while I'm waiting. Well, now I got my computer jammed up. Sorry.
Oh,
Throws the whole-
We were just talking about Wendy's.
That's not
computer.
AK.
What? Are you sure? I mean,
In
Tara,
the
you-
pictures?
you met them.
I've met. Yeah,
No.
definitely
In both of them?
both. Yeah,
Tara
No.
can't-
I'm telling you,
confirm.
it's the hat. You should see their hat selection. It's incredible.
That's impressive.
I'm really
yeah.
confused. Anyway.
I can't imagine why.
All right. And hey to Sir Hildy, Knight of Snopalot, Norge chapter.
Nice.
Lo, there were two knights seated at the table. I believe, however, that there are many more to come. I shall inscribe the roll as each knight declares themselves. I do recognize that technically, in the British chivalric tradition at least, knights are all male, and any female to be given equivalent status with a knight would be made a dame and be called lady rather than sir. But I do recognize, no, we're proudly international, and we're the Knights of Snopalot, not the chivalric order of the Snop. So I figure, fuck it. But if any knight would sooner be a dame, they may make their preference known, and we shall accommodate it. We can be the knights of any and all genders. We have no monarch, but our overlords of Snop.
Overlords.
Overlords.
no,
I do like that. And our only mission at this time is to listen to every episode of The Snop. Mm.
Well, Martina declared herself, so
And Beck as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
And
it's
back-
growing.
The table is getting fuller and fuller.
We overlords have quite a round table developing here.
We have some very brave
Uh,
knights
yes.
serving us.
No emergency snop session yet. I'm not giving up hope of a Steinfeld Pew Hawkeye movie. Incidentally, see, I told you so. I knew it was possible for you to love Hawkeye, Captain.
It's true.
Yeah, we do now. Okay, gotta go. Rain means I gotta get back out and work when it's dry, and it's dry right now. Ho hum, time's up. And so, my lieges,
Yes.
lieges, I bid you adieu, flourishing my hat in a deep courtly bow, Sir AK.
Hats.
yeah.
Thank you, AK. I love that AK is really creating the lore behind the
Mhm.
Knights of Snopalot. This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's got to get to work on those t-shirts.
Yep.
Somebody. Mm.
Get on it,
Do
lady.
we have a T-shirt person?
Yeah,
Tech
who's,
person.
who's that gonna be?
Alex,
Alex, do you
no.
know anybody?
So look, I work on the t-shirts and then send them to Tara to critique and refine
for font notes.
for font and critiques. But Tara makes them better. I'm saying it's a good thing.
Yeah,
Like
it's a
I
good
do the
team.
base work and Tara says you should
Yeah.
do this or change this.
You're a good
and then
team.
it ends up better.
Of course.
I'm
Wow.
gonna say, fine,
Well-
Tara, you just do it.
Yeah, sometimes I get to that. Why don't you just do it?
I've never heard Wendy use that tone of voice.
Oh, you haven't been around me enough.
Mm.
I haven't designed shirts with you, to be fair. So.
Or edited.
Uh,
Good times. Next.
Queen of the font.
Queen,
That's
Queen of the Font.
Queen of the font. I'm gonna go eat my rice.
Do it.
Man. Okay. Oh no, it's me. It's me.
It's you.
Okay, I have one from Hildy.
Hildy.
Hildy says, "Hey guys," or "Hi guys." I haven't really narrowed that down. Which one it is? Hi. It's spelled H-E-I. Hi.
Hey.
I'm looking it up.
Hey.
I'm gonna say it like that. Hi guys. Hi guys. Hi.
Hey, guys.
All right. I don't know what to say, Kat. Yes, it's my fucking yard. If you remember last time on the Snob, Hildy sent us pictures of a beautiful, just lake in mountains and
Picturesque view.
looked like a backyard. And yeah. So it is her fucking backyard. But remember, in Norway, it's often rainy or cold, if that is of any comfort.
Yeah.
No, that's what we love.
That's what we want.
I live by the fjord, but it's not a park, and you guys are, of course, very welcome.
Okay.
After the Rings of Power season finale, which I loved. Oh, yeah. Talk about that. I loved it too. I started to watch Andor, and it's so well made. It gives me a feeling of the 70s spot, like a 70s spy series.
Yes.
I like the pacing and the serious tone of the show. I thoroughly agree with you, Wendy, and it's one of the best shows ever.
Ever.
Are there any TV shows or movies you would like to get pumpkined up for Halloween? I know you watch
Pumpkin Up.
yeah. Oh, I like to watch. I just like to get pumpkin up. Yeah. I know you watch Hocus Pocus, Tara, but are there other shows one should give a shot? Halloween is not something we grew up celebrating. It's rather a new celebration in Norway. Keep on nerding. I will be listening. Hildy. Hildy also attached some pictures and a video. So she says, a rainy day. Norwegian expression is there's no such thing as poor weather, only inappropriate clothing.
Yes.
That's
Thank
funny.
you.
That's what they said in Scotland too.
That's
My
cute.
friend's mom said that to me
It's
a lot.
true.
Basically, like, this isn't bad weather. You're just not dressed
Right.
appropriately.
Don't wear your shorts and flip flops when it's 50
Yeah.
and raining. Come
It's
on.
really cute.
Yeah, it's total BS. Just something grown ups say to get the children outside.
Hey,
And
dress
there are
for
the
it.
two children, very well dressed, appropriately
Those
dressed. for the
beautiful
rain.
leaves.
Look at that. A
Aw.
forest with it looks like maybe a river there, and
Yeah,
it's
it's like
the
a little
leaves.
walk, little river walk
Oh,
situation.
jeez.
A
And then-
waterfall.
The video. Have you downloaded the video?
Yes,
Would you
it's
like to watch that?
That's
It
beautiful.
is a panoramic view of the photograph we got last week of what Kat said is that your fucking backyard. Well, now we get to see the full 360 view,
Oh, get out of
and it
here.
is beautiful. It's
The sun is setting.
a lake. Yeah, the sunset. There are legit mountains
Mhm.
surrounding.
Yeah. Hildy,
So
is
party at
this-
Hildy's house.
Is this a fjord, Hildy? Are there fjords in Norway? I don't know anything.
Yeah,
It
about
seems like there should
European-
be.
Yeah,
Fjords. If I think of a fjord, I think of Norway.
Fjord.
Your
You
word.
gotta say it like the Swedish chef.
Gotta
They
say
love that, by the way.
fjord.
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 Fjordy.
Fjord.
Um,
I don't know if that's right.
Whatever it is, it's
no, that's
stunning.
accurate. It is just gorgeous. And like, why aren't there a bunch of patio furniture out on that little landing? I would spend all my time out there, Hildy. I feel
Yeah.
like you're not using the space to its full potential.
So
I'm giving advice now.
we're gonna come out there. We're gonna set
Yeah.
up our table,
Thank you.
do our podcast from there.
Ooh, that's
Snop
a great
World
idea.
Tour.
That's a great
Snop World
idea.
Tour.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. Why do I live here when places like that exist?
Yeah.
That's
Why
what
are
I
we
wanna
here?
know.
Why are we here? Well, this is
Place
all.
sucks.
This is where all my stuff is.
I ask that of birds. When I see birds like in a city and it's hot and it's downtown, I'm like, why are you here, bird? You could go anywhere you want. Bird, you can fly. Go to somewhere pretty and green.
They don't know
I guess
no better.
they know where the
Yeah.
food is. I don't know. Halloween
Beautiful.
things. You know what? I don't really have any big Halloween favorites except for I feel like a movie that I will happily watch around Halloween is the Halloween, the original.
Oh.
I remember I hadn't seen it all the way through or hadn't seen it in a long time, like a bunch of years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember like Halloween afternoon, it was actually cool in Texas and it came on. I'm like, I'm just gonna watch Halloween. And I just love the old schoolness of it. I mean, it's one of those where you're like, dude, don't drop the knife right beside the body that you know is not dead. I mean, it's cheesy like that, but it's such a classic. And Jamie Lee Curtis is the original, the music. And if you've ever watched the making of that movie, I love it. They talk like Jamie was in there helping paint the parts of the house. They like dyed leaves, put on the ground. Like, and that was like, they had a steady cam, which helped them like be able to do that movie. And saying like I guess that like they shot the decrepit scenes of the house and then like they painted certain parts like for the updated modern day parts of the film or whatever in the same house, and talk about how like when they're going through the steady cam, they're like, yeah, if he'd moved like a foot too far left or right, you would see it was not the paint, it was like the old house. Yeah. And it was just the making of it, and you know how what's his name who directed it did the music. John Carpenter did the music himself, and it's just one of those fascinating making of stories on that movie. But it's just like, it's Halloween, it's the original, it's the class.
Jamie Lee Curtis thinks very fondly about that movie. Like, you know, a lot of times you hear like, like horror stories of like, it was the 80s and they weren't really treating actors very like, it sounds like she loved working on this movie. So that's also a nice thing to know. And I love Jamie Lee Curtis. That woman is beautiful. She just gets more and more beautiful as she ages. And I am such a big fan of hers.
Or are they really trying to make her look pretty terrible in these newer Halloween movies? Her hair is all like, I'm like, dang, you done her wrong. I guess because she's so fucked up because this guy's been chasing her for 30 years. 40 years. Like,
I haven't seen any of the newer ones with her in it, but I feel like I need to watch them.
It's out right now. It's called Ends, right?
Well, there's like even the first one, like there's been a few with her, like, you know, the last several years, right? I haven't seen any of them.
The first one got really good reviews. This one,
right?
So
but think about speaking of like her not looking great on film, she was in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They did everything they could to make her look terrible.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's hard to do that because she's Jamie fucking Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
And I love how she's at the part of her career where it's like, yeah, make me look horrible. Whatever. I'm Jamie Lee Curtis, and it's a fun character, and like, what you want.
She's getting there's a little bit of Oscar buzz that she could get nomination for Best Supporting. Oh,
great movie. I haven't seen it.
Fantastic, great movie.
Yeah,
she's amazing. I'm a fan.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll always recommend. You know, I think I talked a little bit about it last week. Halloween Town. Disney Channel classic. If you get the Disney Plus out there, Debbie Reynolds. There's like 8 sequels, so you know.
Beat that.
Nope.
I haven't watched it in a while, but of course the Peanuts Halloween special.
Oh, yeah, without question.
20 minutes, you're good. Honestly, to get in the mood, I usually go to TV. I'd rather watch like an old episode of The X-Files or Buffy.
Oh yeah, Halloween episodes.
Yeah, I love a Halloween episode of
of
a spooky TV show. So that's my recommendation.
It's always fun. Yeah, Andor didn't really have a Halloween episode.
I didn't see any costumes or anything. No pumpkins. That was weird.
Yeah. Grey's Anatomy did though. Grey's Anatomy. Yeah.
Gotta have that. Were there anyone dressed as wolves running around devouring people?
That would have been read the room, people. One of the interns dressed as a wolf. That would have been really effed up, man.
Too soon.
Yikes. Oh, shit. That's dark, Cat.
I'm so sorry.
Like one jumps out at Meredith. Like, come on. Oh.
That's the episode I want to watch. Tell me if that ever happens, okay? Well, I think it's time, Wendy,
for my Black Adam
dissertation
stories. Yeah. Okay, so I finally saw the long-awaited Sarah Shahi vehicle, Black Adam, which also stars The Rock. But it's Sarah Shahi's movie. Yeah. So Tara and Noe and I went this Saturday after it opened. Now, let me preface this by saying we also went to dinner first. Okay. And had a big meal, some wine.
I know where this is going.
So, my normal bedtime's like 7 because I got to get up early. Yeah. So, I slept in, but we got to the movie. And I'm just going to preface this whole night and then get into the movie because towards like the latter part of the movie, I was getting a little sleepy. And I was dozing a little bit, and I got a non-caffeine drink, which was a mistake, with my popcorn. So I missed some parts because I was a little sleepy. And then, and you know what? Here's the thing too. And I was like kind of meh on the movie because I was also so focused on like anytime Shahi was on the screen, I was like, that's Sarah Shahi. Oh my God, Sarah Shahi. She's on the big screen. Oh, she looks like Shah there. Oh, is Sarah Shahi packaged? So what's she doing in the background there? You know,
Right.
I was so hyper focused on watching her on the big screen that I think I wasn't even paying attention to half the movie details. So I said, well, I got to go see it again, especially before the snop. So I got a ticket and I went back Wednesday, but I saw it in 4DX, which I had never seen a movie in 4DX. And
Bananas.
I thought, okay, well, apparently the seats move a little bit and there's like, it's different. And whatever. And I won't be sleepy. I'll get caffeine and maybe I won't, you know. Oh my gosh. I thought I was going to fly out of the chair a few times. Like if you've never been to 4DX, it's not like, first of all, it's like a ride. Like you're sitting there and they're kind of hard chair, you know, seats. They're not like that soft. And it's like a row of 4 and the whole row moves. And so it like,
Do you have to wear a seatbelt?
I checked a couple times to make sure I hadn't missed one. That's how much I was flying around. Because you don't, but I swear I might have needed one. So
I just picture you like in
that's what it looked like. It was like, it really was. And so then it kind of like you feel the seats because they turned it on before the Wakanda Forever because they're going to show it like the preview because they're going to have 4DX for that. So it's like you kind of feel the seats kind of like you're in a roller coaster. Like it's not like you're on a ride. You can feel like it kind of moves into position.
Rumble seat.
It kind of moves. Yeah. Like it's like, okay. And they have, and I noticed there was a little button on the handle, the whatever armrest that said water on, water off. So it'll spritz you with water unless you want to turn it off to where, you know, during water scenes. But I mean, I was like, yeah, spritz me, whatever.
Water on,
and I mean,
baby.
It blows air. Like if you're flying around, you know, the seats are kind of swaying and you're flying and there's air blowing at you. I got a little chilly. There was like a light in the side that would flash. Like if there was like explosions, lightning, like even a flashlight going by, a little light would, you know.
Ooh.
So it was fully immersive.
Did you get any smoke? Sometimes there's smoke.
I don't think I got any smoke, but I swear I need to look it up to see if I'm right. But there's a scene later where one of the characters has like a big bucket of chicken. And I was like, did I smell chicken? And I don't know if it was in my brain or if they put out a little chicken smell.
They do smell too. They do smell.
Okay. Well, it might have been there then.
It's intense.
But let me tell you, there's no sleeping. And if you go to these movies, for one, it's good to finish your food and drink before it starts. Because I tried to drink once. It was like, and I was going to hurt myself with a straw.
We have to
hey,
go...
Wakanda Forever. We should go see it.
That'd be a good
Oh,
one. We should do this.
So, or if you have to go to the bathroom, like I dropped something once, I'm like, I'm not going to try to get it on floor because I would hurt myself. You have to be darn sure that there's not any action coming up because you could literally hurt yourself trying to get in and out of that chair while it's going. Because I really thought I was going to fly out a couple times. But
Did you
anyway.
have to sign a waiver?
No.
What?
I was surprised how much it really shakes you. Like if you don't like rough roller coasters, don't go. It's like I was literally doing this. We totally should go see a movie together. I think it'd be blast.
So much fun.
So, but that being said, okay, the movie itself, like Shahi is all through this. Shahi is awesome. The movie itself, like, you know, it's a fun superhero movie. I mean, everybody, it's a good movie. I liked it much better the second time when I was awake for the whole thing and was paying attention to things other than the Shahi.
Sure.
But, you know, I mean, it's you know, it's especially like the other DC movies other than Shazam. Like Shazam was fun, but the rest of them have been more heavy-handed. And, you know, the first one, it's like it's not near the level of like the first Wonder Woman. I don't think. To me, that was a whole nother level.
Right.
But it was fun. It was entertaining. And after the first viewing, I was surprised. Tara was like, "I really like that." I'm like,
"Yeah,
okay,
I did."
Good.
I thought like because we went to an IMAX theater to see it for the first time, and even that couldn't keep Wendy up toward the end.
You guys only go to gimmick theaters.
Well, here's the thing. It was like a Saturday night. And I wanted to, and we were going to a theater I've never been to. So I want to ensure that it was like a big screen. Like I wanted the full thing. And plus,
that's the one to go to.
You know, I seen these reviews of the theater like, oh, these punk kids were there. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, all right, well, we're going to get the big ticket IMAX to make sure it's like, try to have a good, I want to focus on the
weed out the riffraff.
Weed out the riffraff that are just like, what do you want to see tonight? Let's go see this. And they're out there like goofing around and whatever.
Yeah. We wanted only an audience of Shahi focus, Shahi minded people.
Yeah. But it was, I mean, it's the whole story of, you know, Black Adam and he's there and this, he's like,
he's there. He's there.
He's there. But like Shahi plays this woman who, along with her son, like she and this group are trying to find this crown that was forged back in the day by, his backstory. And it's like a crown of evil, demon evil thing. And I think these forces are trying to find it. So she's like, we got to find it first and basically hide it somewhere else so they don't know where it is, whatever. So, but they're spoiler. I'm just going to talk about the movie. So if you haven't seen it, I mean, it's a superhero movie. So like there's a member of their team who's really secretly working with this other group to find the crown. I forget what they called the name of this other group that's there basically controlling their city of Kondak. And it's the crown of Sabak, this evil Sabak. They're trying to find his crown. And so they find it, but then this other group shows up and is about to capture them and kill them and to get the crown. And Sarah, Adriana is her name. She like falls down on this, like where, it kind of lights up. She's got this amulet that also has part of this material.
Yeah. She's got this mysterious amulet that's not really referenced again. At least not in this movie.
But it will be again sometime, I'm sure. But it has the same material, so it kind of lights up, and this floor lights up, and then she says the words that bring him to life, which interestingly enough are Shazam,
crack,
and it brings him out.
Interesting.
And he's got the little lightning bolt on his chest too. Like, doesn't Shazam have a lightning bolt?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. And it's got like the wizard, one of the wizards from Shazam that are like making all this stuff happen.
Yeah, like he's created from the same group of wizards that Shazam is. I don't know anything about Black Adam. So I was like, oh, cool.
Conveniently, they show a Shazam trailer before the movie.
And it was helpful because I was like, I recognized them.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Nice.
So he comes out and he's like, of course, he spared, like he kind of is like okay with Shahi and her brother and their people. They're the only ones left of this group. One, so but he's killing all the other bad guys that are shooting at him. And he's like, I'm not a hero. I'm just, he's not there to be anybody's hero.
But he's like actually murdering them. Like it's not like Superman where he just kind of throws them, they're knocks unconscious. No, he's like, no, I'm gonna snap you in half or take,
my God.
Like
blow you
up.
Yeah, electrocute you and
Damn.
So I do like the scene where like Shahi and her brother, they escape in their Jeep. They get the crown, they're running away, and then he's there and he starts walking towards their Jeep. And it was in the trailer, but it still makes me laugh when he's coming to them. They're like both rolling up the windows. That was pretty funny. But anyway, so he's something like, and I can't remember the name of the mineral, the whatever that makes up the crown, and like it kind of he hurts him, and then, but anyway, so he gets hurt, and they take him back to her house because, as you do,
Adam gets hurt.
Yeah,
for
Black
temporarily, Adam gets hurt. He's been fighting,
Sure.
And so he wants them to be the champion of Kondak, because he's from there. Like, I know champion, but also the Justice Society, which is Dr. Fate, Hawkman, Cyclone, and Atom Smasher, led by freaking Viola Davis. So it's legit because she's awesome.
She plays.
She's literally in it for
Waller.
like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
not a long part. She's like
on
on a video screen.
It's like Amanda Waller. I think
Waller.
She plays she oversees. I can't remember the name of I should know this from watching aired.
Society.
Yeah, but there's like a thing that she runs. It has a name. The like secret military thing that's dedicated to superheroes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
But she tells Hawkman's kind of the leader, and so she's like, hey, there's this, and they call him Teth Adam. Teth Adam was his name. And it's like, there's this Teth Adam. He's powerful and he's dangerous, so you got to go bring him in. So they come into the mix to try to, they're the good guys. They're trying to control Teth Adam. He's like, you can't control me. All right. So there's big fights. Things are getting smashed around. It's all about keeping, and then they're trying to keep the crown away from this guy, and he ends up, I don't want to go too much into plot, but there's big fights, and Shahi's fighting some people. We don't have to go plot point by plot point, but it's fine. There's a lot of fighting, and Black Adam kind of decides there's some funny stuff with like what he should call himself, because Teth Adam's kind of outdated.
It was much funner than I thought. I was going
to ask, is there humor?
Yes.
Because that's one thing that DC does not quite get as well as Marvel.
It's definitely lighter and more humorous than normal DC.
Good.
He's a serious character, but he has a few pretty funny moments. Yeah, and then everyone around him is,
Cracking
definitely
jokes.
yeah.
Great.
It's kind of like aware of itself a little bit, kind
Cool.
which I liked.
I like that.
Yeah, I was just really surprised at how the special effects were really good. I thought I was like really into it, and I'm like, I don't know if it was the IMAX or just the sound. The sound was so good in that theater.
Yeah,
like I was immersed. So make sure you watch it with some good sound on the big screen.
Nice.
And yeah, I was like in it. I was like feeling it. The music, it was just really good. And Sarah was in it from like start to finish.
She's like almost the through line, because she's
yeah.
there when Black Adam comes back to life from this tomb, or prison, whatever it is, and she holds her own. She's like, I need him. Like when the Justice Society comes, and they're like, trying to take control of Black Adam, and we're here to protect you. We're here to save. She's like, my city's been under oppression for like 2 decades or whatever it is, and like where were you then? And now he's here. We have our champion. We don't need you now. We have him. You haven't been around, and now we have this guy. So, don't take him away.
We don't need your help.
We don't need you.
We don't want you. So yeah, she was really good. She definitely brought like the human element. She looked beautiful, very natural
as always.
As always. But like if you loved her as glammed up Carmen, or if you know her from Sarah Shahi from Sex Life, that's where.
How can we?
This is Agent Shaw meets Tomb Raider Shahi.
Right. She's in like she's like fully, she's in like appropriate desert digging archaeological adventure clothing.
Love it.
Looks beautiful. She has an accent. It was a little
Where's the action figure? Yeah.
Like off put, like oh wow, interesting. So it's kind of took some getting used to.
Okay.
But man, I liked it. I loved it from start to finish. I thought it had just the right amount of action. A lot of times I get very bored when this whole smash bang.
Yeah.
Charlie hates it too. Yeah. And so it was just nice. I enjoyed it. I was invested in the characters. I really liked the side characters, Shahi and her family.
Cool.
And Shahi's son, I forget his name, but he was likable, not annoying to me.
Yeah, he's a good kid. Yeah.
Nice. Wow. Okay. Sounds like a fun movie.
And here's the thing. So, Adriana in the history of Black Adam and the comics apparently is ISIS.
Oh.
So I was wondering, at some point we maybe might see her become ISIS. I don't know.
Right. Especially because she's credited even on IMDb as ISIS.
Yeah.
Not Adriana, or is it Adriana?
It's
or
both.
Adriana?
I think it's Adriana, and I think it's like Adriana Tomaz / ISIS on IMDb.
Oh,
so
okay.
I feel like,
but there's no mention of the word ISIS or what ISIS is. So it's not even like, they've set it up or even mentioned this character.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
I mean, first of all, unfortunate name.
ISIS? Oh,
yeah, let's just put that out there. Let's put out there. This comic was created long before.
Predated.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Well, so there was one of the appearances that The Rock did promoting this film. He made a specific comment where he said, pay attention to the characters who are not superheroes yet. So I'm sure there are talks of like, and he's even talked about, and it's doing well. I'm sure they'll have a sequel. And then there's a special guest that shows up in the post-credits scene.
Okay.
So they're going to be doing more of this. And I'm just hoping at some point Shahi develops into a little something.
It's exciting.
But I mean, I just loved her as Adriana, and like, where's my Adriana Pop Funko or my action figure? Because
I'm sure it's coming. It's got to be coming, right?
I hope so. They got all the other ones, like the superhero ones out, and even the evil villains out. And where's my Adriana?
After The Rock, she's the second billing, right?
She's not billed second. I feel like in the credits it was like The Rock, and then what's his name who plays Hawkman?
Really?
No, I think Pierce was more like
Brosnan?
and also like he got the and also Aldous Hodge, if that's how you say it, was second.
Okay.
Noah Centineo, who plays Adam Smasher, was billed third. I don't know how he got
No,
that. He was.
that's
I
some
remember
bullshit.
it is
I
bullshit.
agree.
I don't
That's-
know how he got third, but I remember thinking, like, which one was Noah and why
Oh.
is he third? Because to me, Shahi, without question, should have been in the third billing. She was in it
Contractual.
way more than
Yes.
this guy.
Yeah,
I
somebody's
don't.
agent. Ugh.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and I think I don't. Yeah, I don't know why he ended up billed before Shahi. Totally should have
Well,
been Shahi third.
That's weird.
And then I think
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan had and also the special last mention.
At the end. Yeah,
Pierce
yeah.
Brosnan. So
Okay.
so
Well.
she should have been higher, and she was way more important to the story than freaking Adam Smasher. He
Sounds
was
like
fine,
it.
but
Well, and obviously, if this character is going to be evolving into this ISIS superhero, like they gotta give her a fucking action hero, a action figure. They got to.
they need to.
Come on.
Yeah.
Even just as her character in this. I mean, I don't want Sarah Shahi being a peg warmer, but I want
what
the
is a
figure.
peg warmer?
What is that? You said that so assuredly.
It's an action figure term when they release a character, like an action figure for a character that nobody buys, and it just sits on the
the peg.
like it sits on the rack
Yeah,
at
the
the
little
store
peg thing.
because
Oh,
nobody
okay.
buys it.
I've never heard that, but that is fascinating.
Well, you don't collect enough action figures, apparently.
Well, it's really funny that neither
Peg
Tara or I knew what the hell you were talking.
Somehow, yeah, peg warmer.
I love it. I'm gonna start using that.
Yeah, it's just and that's I don't want you to go to a store. Yeah, high supply but low demand, and I don't want that to be the Sarah Shahi character where everybody's like, "Why do I want Adriana? I want Adam Smasher." And it's like, no, she's hot. You want this character, and I want like the Hot Toys. I want the Hot Toys statue of Sarah Shahi.
Yeah.
Basically, any figure that comes out for Sarah Shahi in this movie, sign me up.
Yeah, and I was curious. I was just thinking at the end, how many people are in this theater and they're sitting there and the movie starts and they'd never seen the L Word and they're sitting there and they're like, oh, is that the girl from Sex Life?
Yeah,
Oh, that's her.
I still haven't gotten through that. I need to try harder.
Nobody
but,
blames you. Nobody blames you.
But
can't even get Netflix.
Dr. Fate was really good.
Yeah.
Dr. Fate. I like the Justice League, most of them.
Nice.
It's so annoying about Noah Centineo. I get it. He's like the heartthrob and, but
Whatever.
he
There's no
literally
way
the-
he should have been before Shahi.
No,
that
he
was
was-
agents getting involved in that thing.
right. And
Yeah,
that
for
he
sure.
was in at a fraction of the amount that she was. And he
Yeah.
was just like basically complete comic relief and whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so it sounds like they're building. There's going to be like a franchise around this, right? They'll start introducing
Let's
more of these superhero type people, and this is post Snyder DC, right? This is like the first big DC movie after they kind of gave Snyder the axe. So
Yeah.
I'm sure they're trying to be as Marvel as they can.
right.
They're definitely going in another and it was very stylized. Like the look of it was very stylized, but I mean, it was fine. It was good, but it would definitely had a lighter energy and
Cool.
and things like that than the Snyder DC. So
Yeah.
but I mean, I like that too. But whatever the Shahi's in, that's what I'm going for.
Right. It was way more fun than
Yeah.
most of the other. And like Wonder Woman was more story driven. It had its own thing. I just had fun. I enjoyed it.
Cool.
Maybe I was
Nice.
just in the right mindset. If you go in thinking this is going to be a game changer in action movies, probably not. But manage your expectations. They can't all be game changers. Just fun.
No.
And Sarah Shahi's hot and she's in it and she's a big character and she's awesome. So
We cheered when her name came up.
yeah, at the end.
Yay.
Woo! Yeah.
That's cute. That's
Yeah.
cute. All right. Sounds like a good watch. Sounds like a fun movie.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you go see it in 40X, just make sure
Bring a
you
helmet.
go to the bathroom first.
Yeah.
And finish your food and drink before or wait for the quiet moments. Because
And-
it'll shake the crap out of you.
The official Black Adam Twitter, Wendy.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I tweeted out on Snop that that I had seen it again because of Shahi and that I loved her in the movie and I loved the movie. And then they they commented and just said Sarah Shahi is unstoppable. I think that's what they said. So I'm like, thank you for acknowledging because she's awesome.
You should have followed up with, "We'd love to have her on the podcast."
I don't know that they have any control of that, but I feel like Shahi's gotten big now. I still want to try to get her, but man, she's like a big time.
Yeah, big
Yes,
action star.
I think we should try before if there is another movie where she's Isis and like she's like a lead,
Well,
Mhm.
which
Wendy,
she kind
let's
of was in
go.
this. I know. I
What are
just
we waiting for?
intimidated.
Don't be.
She's
You gotta
Sarah
just
Shahi.
make the call. Just make the call. You have her number. Just call her.
No, I don't. I do not. If I did,
You know
boy.
people who have her number.
No, I'm not doing. I'm not doing that. Anyway,
Well, thank you for that. I'm sure everybody's gonna run out to the XD, their local 4XD theater, and rumble their way through that movie.
Bring a helmet.
Bring a helmet and a poncho for the water. Guys, let's talk to Craig Hepworth from the Vertigo Theatre, adapting the Bound play. We are so excited to welcome our next guest. He is the founder of the Vertigo Theatre in the UK, but also he is adapting one of my favorite movies of all time, a cult classic, groundbreaking movie Bound for the stage. Please welcome to the Snop, Craig Hepworth.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here.
I'm excited.
We're excited to talk to you. And I will say that the reason that I knew that this was happening was because of Jennifer Tilly
Oh, really?
and her retweet of your announcement.
Very exciting.
And I think you and I share a love of Jennifer Tilly. I can tell. I've been following you on social, on the Twitter specifically. So we have so many things in common, Craig.
Yeah. Miss Jennifer Tilly, I love her.
I love her too. It is my
Yeah.
goal to get her on this podcast. So maybe you can help me do this.
I will do my best.
So tell us why you thought Bound, this movie from the 90s, would be a perfect adaptation for theater.
Well, I first saw it actually when it first came out, and I was still exploring my sexuality, trying to figure things out. And I watched a lot of gay movies, and I couldn't really relate to a lot of them, especially the gay men ones. And I don't know why that was. And then I watched Bound, and something connected with me. I think it was to do with the way the representation was handled, which is something we especially didn't see in 1996, which it felt like with Corky and Violet, these two women just happened to be gay.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this incredible story and characters and everything going around them. That I felt was the best kind of representation. And it stuck in my head for the longest time. And I ended up, I became a performer and a dancer and all of that. And anybody who I could get to watch Bound, I was like, you must watch Bound. It's the greatest film ever. And then when I ended up setting up my own company, I wanted to get Bound from really early on. But I was like, who am I? There's no way on earth they're going to be like, hey, you from Manchester in the UK, yes, take our film and adapt it. So we've done kind of 30 odd productions and kind of built a name up for ourselves here. And then we had some success just before the pandemic with a play called Exam, which oddly enough was another film we'd adapted to the stage. And then the pandemic shut the show down. So during COVID, me and my partner were talking about what I wanted to do next. And I was like, I really want to do Bound. And he's heard me talk about this for 14 years, as has every cast member on any show I've ever worked with. So I just thought, well, I'm going to shoot my shot and get in touch and see if I can make it happen. And it happened. But the biggest thing is, I think, with theatre today, especially when it comes to gay characters, and especially when it's gay characters who are not teenage characters, I feel like they kind of fall into two categories, and both of them feel equally depressing at the moment when it comes to do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's either the shared experience of kind of going through things like the 80s AIDS epidemic, or it's struggling with sexuality and not liking who you are for sexuality and having to work through that. And I thought, well, that doesn't speak to me or anybody I know. But I feel like something like Bound really does. I feel like and the other thing as well, I think it just would work perfectly on stage. I think the way the Wachowskis built it, I think unknowingly they built it as a theatre piece as well as a piece of film. So sorry, that was a really long-winded answer. Sorry.
It was perfect.
Oh, thank you.
So how did that process start? Getting the Wachowskis to sign off and agree to let you do this. How did that start? How easy was it to get a hold of them?
It was very late at night. I was on my own and I just thought, oh, to hell with this. So I just tweeted the gorgeous Lily, and I kind of said, I'm looking to adapt Bound, and I thought she'd just ignore the tweet. And she didn't. She passed me on her management company. So I kind of hit, I think it was a 2-page pitch over about why and how and why I think it would work. And then I just left it because I thought, well, it's Hollywood. Nobody's ever going to get back to me, but at least I've taken my shot.
Right.
And then the manager got back, and it turns out that their manager is also a huge fan of Bound, like a ridiculously huge fan of Bound. And he was like, the pitch is brilliant. I loved your pitch and I loved your idea. I'm going to pass it on to Lily and Lana.
Wow.
I was like, oh, wow. So I thought, well, that's probably as far as it's going to go. And then they got back and they also loved the pitch and loved the idea and they really wanted to see it happen. So they said yes. So they've given us permission for this tryout production to see kind of how it goes and, that I don't mess it up. And then we're going to film the production, send it off to them, and then hopefully they'll love it and the studio will love it and we can continue on.
And do you think they'll have like notes or input, or is it sort of like, this is one shot for them to be like, yeah, let's do this?
I'm hoping that, you always want constructive criticism on everything that you ever do. To get it from Lily and Lana Wachowski is slightly frightening. But I would hope they'd give some constructive criticism. I don't think it would be the case of, oh, that's kind of it. You didn't do it perfectly how we wanted it. It's done.
Right.
And I think the play actually sticks very, very close to the film. So I think they'll be quite happy. I hope.
Yeah. And that's what I was curious about. How do you, with such a film that you love so dearly, choose what content you're going to keep in, what content has to go for this particular reason? And, what was that process for you?
Again, it's really tough because to me, every frame of that damn film is perfect.
It's movie.
Ridiculously perfect.
Yeah.
I knew early on, and I'd said in my pitch, that I felt everything outside of the main 2 apartments of Violet's apartment and the way Corky works, I was going to eliminate from the play. I wanted to keep it inside the 2. It didn't necessarily mean I was going to eliminate the scenes that were outside. They would either be relocated or they'd be readapted, especially stuff with the bar owner.
Yes.
Which obviously would have had to have been the first character to eliminate from the play. I kind of managed to keep that character in a different kind of way. So it's like I say, it was very easily built for a theatre piece. Unknowingly, I think that they'd done this as a play. It was just a few moments that needed just some slight just a bit of adapting here and there, and then there were just a few things that I felt I needed to add in to make it work better on stage as a play piece.
Sure.
How was when you were casting it and you have these characters as they were portrayed by Jennifer and Gina in the film, and you're trying to find people to play those people on stage, those characters? How hard was it to just look at what these actresses were bringing to the parts, as opposed to what is in your, like, probably burned in your brain is probably the definitive portrayal of these characters, and not comparing them, but accepting what they bring to it?
That's such a good question. This was insane. This whole process of just the casting has been insane. It's so difficult. You're absolutely right. I've watched Bound countless times, so these lines, the delivery, it's locked into your brain. But I'd said from very early on, and I'd said it to Lily and Lana and their management as well, I don't want to do that Violet and I don't want to do that Corky. Nobody's going to beat Jennifer Tilly and Gina Gershon playing them that way. They were built for that. It was perfection. So I wanted actresses who could come at it from their own angle, their own point of view. So everybody had a different take on the characters. Every audition I saw, it was a different Corky and a different Violet, which again is very confusing to the head. But immediately two just jumped out of the pack immediately. They brought kind of their own interpretation to the characters, but I could also see the flavors, what Jennifer had brought to Violet and Gina had brought to Corky. So we got there in the end. But it was a hard process.
Was it difficult to find, like, you might have, so you said these two jumped out at you, like, and they immediately had chemistry with each other? Because I'm sure that would be key too. Like, you might like two individual actors and then it's like, but they really don't mesh. But it's good to hear that they worked out that way.
That's the thing. You also, after auditioning them separately, then you have to start auditioning people together. And I mean, the toughest thing is the first time the whole cast are going to meet each other in person is in 3 weeks now when we do the workshop.
Oh, wow.
So hopefully everybody gets on. Everyone's kind of coming from all over the UK. Nobody's really kind of come together yet. So, but yeah, I think the chemistry as well. I think just these two actresses, the chemistry they had on the camera with just the camera. I wish I could show you their audition scenes. Maybe one day they'll let me.
Yeah.
Maybe one day they will let me show their audition scenes because they were brilliant. But yeah, chemistry is a big thing for this, obviously.
Sure.
Yeah.
And speaking of them being on camera, the movie itself, the cinematography is so stylized. And so how are you planning to bring that style into the stage adaptation?
Well, the really interesting thing was that just before the pandemic, the last original play I wrote was a play called Noir. And it was an old-fashioned 40s, 50s noir kind of thriller. I've always loved the noir genre, and Bound is very much within that genre. So with me, when I was kind of doing the play noir, it was having to figure out how do you bring this atmosphere to life on stage. Now, obviously, that was a 40s, 50s, much more stylized one. But I can kind of take things from there, what I learn, and bring them into Bound. But it's really going to, I think with the Wachowskis, it came down to camera movement a lot of the time. I think that the way one of the things I've always noticed about Bound, which I think many people have is the wetness of the film. Yeah. And I feel like the camera a lot of the time is the same way. It just whooshes across,
It flows.
It just flows beautifully. So we're kind of doing that with lighting. What kind of, rather than traditional theatre lighting where a light would come up here or it would come up here, the lighting on this flows like water to move us from one place to another. So it's, a lot of backlighting with the streams of light coming through the blinds of playing and stuff like that. And also coloring as well. I love the Wachowskis color palette, what they did for the original film. We're going to do something similar as well to bounce those shades and shadows off.
And I can't wait to see what the set design is, because I'm,
Oh, I'll send it you. We actually put it on Twitter. We did put it out a few months ago. We did. I'll send it you. Yeah.
Well, then I'm imagining, because, there's this chase, the very sort of tense chase at the end. I'm curious to see how you're going to handle that. Between the walls, the apartments between the wall, like there's so many moments of this film that are so pivotal. And I just can't wait to see your interpretation of them. It's really, you must be having so much fun.
It's ridiculously fun. The set design was an interesting one. I think we've had 25 set designs and we've settled on one. Wow. But yeah, for the set design is basically, it's a 2-level set design. So each apartment actually has 2 levels. So the bedrooms and bathrooms are on the upstairs, the living room, kitchens are on the downstairs. Both have kind of got spiral staircases going up to each floor. Perfect. And it's like the front of the building has been taken off. So you were looking directly in, and across the lip of the stage is what we use for the corridor and the hallway as well. So there's a lot of running around the stage industry.
Yeah, for sure. There has to be.
Yeah.
Another big part of this movie, one of the reasons it was so critically acclaimed, was its authentic depiction of lesbian sex.
Mm-hmm.
And that definitely, there's, you can say that's it's part of the plot. It's, there are
I
important
think for
plot
sure
points.
it is. Yeah.
How are you handling that?
See, you lot are the first ones I've done any kind of interview with, so this question I knew was going to come up, obviously. So, yeah. Well, first of all, I do think the sex is really pivotal to the plot of Bound, because I think everything happens in such a short space of time with these two women. It's the relationship at the start is very much what kind of a lot of relationships are at the start. It's physical attraction. We build through the physical attraction to get to that trust, what they end up having to get them through this situation. So yeah, I do think it's a pivotal plot point. One of the things I said to Lily and Lana is, I absolutely don't want to water it down for the stage, because I have very, I love theatre, obviously, it's my medium. But I think when it comes to nudity and sex, theatre acts like it's sometimes still in the 1940s. And I wanted to kind of challenge that with this. So first of all, you'll be happy to know I'm not directing the sex scenes on my own. There's a female director coming in to join me on the production as well.
Wow, that's incredible, Craig. That's an incredible decision.
I thought, well, first of all, I was like, yeah, I don't want to handle the sex scenes on my own without having the authenticity there. And at first I thought of doing the thing of just bringing in someone to work on those moments. But I actually really like the idea of having a co-director on this play who's a female and a queer female as well. So we kind of have everything covered from all bases. But the sex in the play is, all I'll say is it's not watered down.
Oh, wow.
It's not, it won't be watered down. I think, as I say, I think it's really vital in the play. It'll be stylized. I think it's going to have quite a stylization with the kind of noir theme. But I think it's really vital for these two characters to have that moment. And I also think it's really vital for the audience that those moments stay in. It was a very, very big part of Bound, and I completely understand why.
And also, speaking of, you spoke earlier about what stood out to you about the film was that depiction of these characters just happen to be gay versus the movie about them being gay. So you have this chance now with these new audiences and kind of bringing that to the stage as well. So, what does that mean to you?
That's a great question. It's a huge thing with this play as well, with this material, because I think we've become a society at the moment that's obsessed with putting everybody in different boxes. And I feel like everybody deserves their own box, quite frankly. But when we're putting everybody into different boxes, I feel like we're missing just the beauty and the romance and just life. I feel like everything's kind of got lost in just labeling everything. And I feel like Bound is kind of the anti that. Where I'm hoping audiences just see two queer kick-ass women. That's what I want for them to see from Corky and Violet, because that's what I saw. It doesn't matter if Violet's ever been with a man in the past, or it doesn't matter if it just doesn't matter. What matters is that moment in this time that we're showing you that these two smart, brilliant, beautiful, queer kick-ass women, that's what I want audiences to leave with, where they feel like they've just watched a cool piece of theatre and they really liked the characters. That's it. Nothing else. I don't want it to be a show that is, trying to, that's the other great thing with Bound. There's no message in Bound when it comes to, when it comes to its depiction of it. It just wears everything on its sleeve, and I think that's what I want the play of the film to do as well. That just people walk out of there going, God, I wish I could be Corky and Violet.
Right. And it's about that connection, because I think that's really meaningful. Because when I'm watching a lot of things on, especially back then and now today, still it's so much about the journey of being gay, and that's very important. But I also just want to see these connections and not have to think about everything else. So I think that's really excited.
And I'm
for
so
this.
glad you just said that, because I think I needed to hear that actually at the moment. I just feel like, a lot of us, we're not 16 anymore, we're a few years older now. But so the stories of the coming out, of the journey, I kind of just feel like, well, we've done that.
Yeah.
We did it. We lived it. I'd like to see other aspects of depictions of queer life or queer people, so I think, and thank you for saying that, because I think I really needed to hear that.
Well, I definitely agree, because I think those stories are always going to be important for people at different stages of their lives. But my favorite gay characters have always been in stories where, like Bound, they're just gay and there's a bigger story around them, and it's not about their journey or their, even their necessarily the nitty gritty of their relationship. It's like they got a relationship, but they're too busy saving the world or doing something else to like dwell on it. They're just a thing and it's accepted, and you go on from there. And so those have always been my favorites, for sure.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Yes. Yes, thank you.
Well, and I mean, this movie, it came out during a time when we weren't seeing any queer stories, really, unless you really sought them out, right? You'd have to look in the queer section of the video store. Like, you really did have to look for them. This was in the goddamn movie theater, and like, they didn't die at the end. They got the girl.
Spoiler.
And sorry, spoiler. And they're a couple of criminals. I mean, they're sort of anti-heroes, but you're rooting for them the whole time. But this was in the 90s, man. Like, this was such a groundbreaking movie. But they just made a movie about characters.
Yes.
Again, it wasn't about coming out. Obviously, it is a big part of the movie, because I'm just thinking of Caesar freaking the fuck out when he realized it's a woman. Anyway, but I went to the movie theater 5 times to see this movie, because I'd never
really.
Oh yeah, I would drive half hour away to because it was slowly, as it was leaving the theater, I had to go look for it, because it's the first time I'd ever seen anything like it in a movie theater. And I was sometimes the only person in the movie theater, but I was there. But I think you're right. They were just making a movie about characters, and maybe it was intentional. I'm sure it was. It was just such an important movie to so many queer people.
And I think it was really needed. You're absolutely right, because at the time, like I say, I was, when Bound came out, I was 17. I think so. I was in that weird kind of, what's going on with my life? Where am I going to end up? But at the same time, we still had the AIDS epidemic very much kind of hanging around. And so movies that I was seeing at the time would either, pardon my French, scare the shit out of me about being gay, or they just make me feel real depressed.
Yeah.
I kind of walk away from them just going, so I'm going to struggle for an hour and 25 minutes, but in the last 5 minutes, I may get a kiss. I may get a nice nod off my mother that she's accepting, but that's kind of weird. No, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. Like, maybe, maybe.
Yeah. Or they might die. Who knows?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I feel like the lesbians had it worse when it came to dying.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Is that
That's the whole thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's true.
That was a very strange thing, and I still think that's happening. I still feel like that happens a lot as well, which is so very strange. But
Well, they get the nod. They get the nod, like, I accept you, but then they
then
die,
you must
they end up
die.
dying. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't get the nod and stay alive.
No, that would be wrong.
One or the other.
Yeah, you got to choose.
How many times have you seen Bound? Have you lost count?
God, this is embarrassing. It's got to be about 50, maybe.
That's nothing, Craig.
Oh, really?
I know. I think I'm probably up there with you. I think we're around the same.
Well, I've not watched it for the past 6 months or so. I've been dying to watch it again, but I specifically am staying away from the film now with the play, because there needs to be that separation.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
Or I'm going to end up dressing my cast up as Jennifer Tilly and Gina Gershon.
Yeah.
Good,
and Craig,
good.
I'm really excited about this, and for you, because, Kat, she watched it in the theater. I did not see this movie growing up. I didn't see it until Kat made us have a whole podcast dedicated to Bound.
Well done, Kat.
Thank
So
you.
then
Thank you.
went back and watched it, and I was shocked, and I was kind of sad that I hadn't seen it earlier because I enjoyed it so much and I really related so much to it. I can see the importance of it, especially back then, and how important it is to Kat. So I'm just really excited that now it gets a chance to see new audiences.
Yeah, a whole
and
new
I think
life.
it's going to be really important.
I hope so. I'm so excited for people to see this. I mean, we've got another year yet before we get the production on, which seems like a long time, but for us is running out of time. But I'm so excited for people to see it, and I really just hope it hits the spot that the film hit with people in the 90s, because like Kat says, it was insane that this film went to the theaters, you say there, the cinemas, we say here.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
It was insane that movie went to the cinemas. I mean, this was around the time of stuff like Usual Suspects and films like that, and it very much felt in the same vein. It had that same edgy, cool style. It just happened to have these two women, these two gay female characters at the same. It was very exciting. So I'm hoping that, people can come and see this. Hopefully, people find their own sexuality and can go, oh, it's not going to be such a scary place when I come out, when I'm living there. And it's interesting you say about them being criminals as well, about Violet and Corky being criminals. I never see Violet as being a criminal as such. I see her as being... I see Corky as being a little bit of a criminal, obviously, with her. With Violet, I more see that... Maybe I'm just very optimistic. I more see that it was a really good way out. It was a good way out for her. We do explore a little bit more of Violet's past in the play as well. So hopefully that'll go down well.
Well, and let me restate what I meant. Let me clarify what I meant with criminals. At the end of it, they're both
too pretty to be a criminal.
Well, listen, I agree that honestly, like Violet is the hero of the movie. Like if you follow her through the movie, it's her plan. She saves it at the end. Like Corky is knocked out for most of the movie. Spoiler: Corky's unconscious in a closet. Ha ha ha.
Yeah,
for most of the movie. So no, Violet is the hero, and to me, she's the hero of the movie. But at the end of it, they're both criminals because they steal the money, and she kills
little theft.
She kills Caesar.
I mean, it was self-defense.
No, you're right. But then what they do with the body, though?
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? That's very, very interesting. Yeah, where does that body go?
Where does Caesar end up? Poor Caesar.
Maybe they ground him up and put him in the paint can. maybe that's what happened. That's very dark. We won't do that in the play.
And like Craig, I always wish they would be. I was always hoping, like, oh, maybe they'll do a sequel, and it's like them at home, and like, well, that's not exciting. Like that's kind of a boring.
I was the same as you. I was like, when's Bound 2 coming? The older I got, the more I thought, but what would it be?
Yeah.
What would that be? The only way I feel it could be is if the mob kind of figured out what they'd done and kind of went after them.
Yeah,
but I feel like so much time has passed now, I'd question how good the mob were.
I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's happening.
No.
Okay, hold on to your seats. Bound was out. It came out 26 years ago. Ouch, I know. 26. Are there things like, I think Kat had mentioned, like there were big clunky cell phone or, phones, big clunky thing. Like, is there anything that you updated either out of necessity or just anything to put it in, 2022, 23, or did you just keep it set in that period?
It's set in no period.
Oh, cool.
So we don't really see cell phones in the play.
I like that.
Oh, interesting.
There's this thing, especially, I mean, with film remakes, when they keep updating them from when they were set to today, and it feels like the moment that happens,
yeah, you're right,
lots gets lost in translation. So I didn't want to set it in a time, so it will actually just say in the program set in Chicago sometime.
So no cell phones, because cell phones do play a big part as well. But then now it's just phones. I'm guessing just phones. Okay,
I like that. I like that because sometimes it does feel. Yeah, I like when things are set in a time where it's not like there's just so many things in movies or TV now that can like solved with cell phones. But it's more interesting when they don't have the cell phones and then they have to work around that. And I always love films that don't revolve around someone doing something on their cell phone.
Yeah.
So I like it. We're
The
playing.
internet and the internet and mobile phones and stuff, they made thrillers very easy. Because everything can be solved with that.
This is true.
You could have just called them instead
There
of
we go.
racing over to try to save the day. More fun when they're having to do it without it.
So, Craig, how can we help you get this stage play done? I know that you're fundraising, right?
Mhm.
So how
Yeah,
can
so
people help?
Well, I will send you the link to the fundraiser, so maybe you could put it under the video. It's just we're looking for donations at the moment to help bring this to life. We're looking for 30,000 to kind of go towards it, and that's going to go towards every aspect of it, from set to wigs to your marketing to everything we're doing. So yeah, if you can give in the fundraiser, and there's lots of, if we've got different donation brackets, so the more you give, the more swag and gifts and stuff you get. It all works.
Yeah, of course. Okay, great. We'll blast that out to all of our social media.
That would be amazing.
And I'm assuming you're going to invite Jennifer to the premiere.
I think she's invited herself. I think I saw one of the tweets that said that she was going to come. So no pressure at all. I think Joey said as well. Joe wants to come in.
Yeah, Joey Pants.
wow.
As well, so.
Yeah,
I love Joey Pants. It's great.
yeah. Well, this is all so exciting, Craig. I'm so excited for you. I'm excited to see. I mean, I would love to come. I have a year to figure that out.
Well, fingers crossed that the studio and the Wachowskis like it, because I think the next evolution of this show would be to come to America. I think that would be where I'd want that show to go.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
How is it now?
I'll bring it just for you, Kat.
I appreciate that, Craig.
You mentioned it's like a year or so out. Is this like a year of, hey, like you said, it feels like a lot of time, but it's not. Is this like in theater world? Is that like a sprint from now to then as far as getting everything going? Or is it kind of like, you work on it, and it builds as you get closer? But or is this like, boy, it's going to be here before you know it, crunch time.
Yeah, the shows I've done before haven't been as big as this. I mean, they've been they've done very well, but this is on a scale that I've not worked on before. So normally you'd give yourself a good 2 years of development to get a show like this together, and we're doing it in a year. So every day I kind of feel like, we're fine, it's not till next year. And then immediately I think of 50 things that I've got to get done by next week. We're gearing up for the workshop at the moment, so it's the first time that we get to run the material and filming some of that material to send out to the Wachowskis.
Wow.
So that's going to be fun. So yeah, it's the first time we get to kind of put some stuff on its feet and see how it's all going to work, and then we'll have another development next year, and then in we go to rehearsals and production.
My goodness.
Wow. And this is going to be in Manchester. Is this where you're going to be?
The workshop is in Manchester.
Okay.
We can't say about where the show is going to be yet. All I can say is it's in the UK.
Okay.
Narrows it down. It's a small
reason
country,
enough for me to go. Yeah.
Narrows it down.
I think we need a snop field trip.
Oh yeah.
My God.
Oh my God, that'd be awesome.
I love it.
That would be a dream. Well, listen, Craig, you are just so charming and delightful, and thank you so much for being on our podcast. And we would love to check in with you. We'd love to, check in a couple months and see how the workshop is going and all the things. And we wish nothing but the best and the best luck. And this is going to be such a great. It sounds like this play is in good hands, Craig.
Thank you so much.
You are the person to make this happen. So congratulations and good luck, and we will not leave you alone. We're going to start bugging you a lot.
I will keep you all updated. I promise. I promise.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Craig. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
You.
Are you in love with this guy? I am in love with this
He
guy.
was so great.
Just
He
want
was
to hang
so fun
out.
to talk to.
Yeah.
Just sweet, funny, charming, an accent.
Mm-hmm. And he loves Bound, just like you, Kat.
He does. I feel like he's a kindred spirit.
Kat, we need to get you there.
I agree.
We need to find a way to get you there when that thing debuts, because you need to be there to see it and meet him and give us your, just tell us what it's like seeing this movie that you love so much as a play adapted to the stage.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like this movie it came out. There was not a lot of, there wasn't a documentary, about the making of it. There's really no behind the scenes footage that I have seen. There just wasn't a lot. You had to really look for articles about it, and had a poster. Like, you just really had to look for stuff. So to be able to see someone love the movie as much, and bring this to the stage, that he is so he's so invested in this. He needs it to be great.
Mm-hmm.
I just it's to have something that you love so much that you see nothing, no blips about. There's nothing new coming out. They're gonna do a play about it. It's huge. It's so huge, and like to know that somebody who loves the movie as much, if not more, than you is making it is like, it's just so exciting. It's so exciting. I now just talking to him about it, I'm like, I gotta go watch the movie again. Like, I'll never get tired of watching Bound, and I'm just so excited for him. I hope it does so well.
Yeah, I can't imagine too the pressure of adapting that, and then you're sending it to the people that directed the original.
I know,
to like for their comments, or like, are they going to approve it to go forward?
Yeah.
And
that's
no
pressure.
I just can't even. It's so much work. Like you said, it's still a year away, and it feels like it's probably even now. Like maybe take a little Christmas break, and then boy, you're sprinting.
Yeah, exactly.
The rehearsals and the readings and oh my goodness.
I'd love to see it. So hopefully, if I can't make it there for the previews, he ultimately would love for it to come to the States. I'd love to go and watch it many, many times.
All right. Well, where can you find us? How about on the Twitter, where it's Snot Podcast with Wendy,
or Facebook and Instagram at She Nerds Out Podcast.
You can go to our website, shenerdsout.com. You can leave us a voice message. You can buy us a beer. You can check out our merch. Catch up on old episodes. You can also email us at shenerdsout@gmail.com. Guys, we have a P.O. box. It's Snop, P.O. Box 6732, Burbank, California 91510. We haven't. It's been a very lonely, empty box. So if you want to warm up our box, you can send us a package.
Yeah,
warm up our box with your package.
Just slip it right on in there.
Oh dear! All right.
Why?
I'm gonna wrap this up before we get too carried away. All right, everyone. Until next time, she nerds out.
Out.
She nerds out. We're girls that like dirty things.
Well, there you have it. We did it.
That was fun. We've been doing this for like almost 3 hours.
For almost half the day.
I gotta give my cat a bath now after the Cowboy game.
Good luck with that.